All right, so at this point you've had about 10-15 minutes to start working on your body paragraphs, and we're going to transition into our next strategy we're going to focus on today. That is, powerful writers meaningfully conclude paragraphs to build cohesion throughout their paper. So today we're talking entirely about cohesion. How do these ideas fit together? One of the ways that you can help your reader understand how your ideas fit together is through those transition words. Another is through the conclusions you make to each of your paragraphs. Let's take a look at a quality example that you could build from, okay? So if we look at this, we know how transitions work. These are highlighted in red, words like furthermore, or a phrase like to illustrate. We know what a topic sentence is, and that's going to introduce to us what this paragraph is about, okay? So let's look at the topic sentence. Furthermore, when the British unleashed forces on Kenya in pursuit of land in 1952, the Kikuyu people of the Mau Mau political group resisted European efforts for 8 years. So we see how this introduces specifically how what this paragraph is going to be about, how it's going to support that main idea of rebellions going on in Africa as a result of racial tension, okay? The uprising created immense strife and loss on both sides. Looking back, the British interest in Kenya began long before the actual rebellion took place. Beginning in 1894, Britain remained invested in procuring a piece of Kenya's natural resources for years, which had some of the richest agricultural soils in the world. Kenyans were opposed to British imperialism since it began, and their resistance and anger festered for many years. The Mau Mau group rose up and became more active over time. In 1952, Kikuyu fighters attacked their political opponents and raided white settlers' farms and destroyed their livestock. Britain responded by declaring a state of emergency and launching an aggressive counterattack. This rebellion exemplifies an atrocity, a dirty war from which no one emerged with much pride, and certainly no glory. To illustrate, the Mau Mau casualties range between 11,000 and 90,000 deaths. The history of Kenya's plight with imperialism exemplifies the struggle for power that constantly endured throughout Africa. Alright, so we see there's quality information all the way through this body paragraph, and we see there's quality evidence. We have a clear topic sentence so we know where we're headed. They elaborate on this evidence a lot, but what I want us to focus on is this last sentence here. The history of Kenya's plight with imperialism exemplifies the struggle for power that constantly endured throughout Africa. So the important idea from this last part here is that it doesn't just stop with this paragraph, but it brings that whole concept back around to what this topic sentence is saying. So it kind of makes this paragraph work together with itself, as well as it connects it back to that original thesis statement. And so as you're writing, your topic sentences and your conclusions of each body paragraph need to be confirming and reasserting what that thesis statement was talking about all along. So through this, we can see how that transition might work. Would you turn and talk to a partner for just a moment and tell them how do you think you might change one of your paragraph conclusions in order to better reinforce your thesis statement's idea? Turn and share. Have the second person talk. Alright, we're going to go back to drafting your paper. Please keep in mind your use of transitions and your paragraph conclusions. Feel free to use that example paper that we were looking at earlier for ideas as you work. You have about 10 to 12 minutes to work on this. Then you'll hit play again. Alright, now that you've worked on that for about 10 to 12 minutes, let's go ahead and do our writing share. So would you turn to your partner and share with them one of these 3 phrases? Alright, we have about 2 minutes left in class. I would like you to review your learning goals with the person sitting next to you. I achieved today's learning goals because. Make sure that you've met both. And then you may pack up. Thank you guys. Have a great day.